The journal entries. The first transaction happened on March 1. Barbo invested 42,500 pesos personal funds in a new bank account in the name of Samuel Barbo MD. To a record, cash on the debit side and Barbo Capital on the credit side, both amounting to 42,500 pesos. On March 2, the company acquired medical equipment costing 95,000 pesos from Tambalo Medical Equipment Company, paying 15,000 in cash and financing the remainder by issuing a 80,000 note payable. So record medical equipment on the debit side and on the credit side are cash and notes payable of 80,000. On March 3, the company paid rent for the month of March, amounting to 7,500 pesos. The record rent expense on the debit side and cash on the credit side. On March 5, the company acquired medical supplies from Suiza Medical Supply Company on account, amounting to 15,250. So we record medical supplies on the debit side and an accounts payable on the credit side. On March 7, the company received 18,450 in cash from patients for medical services rendered this week. So a record cash on the debit side and medical revenues on the credit side, both amounting to 18,450. On March 9, the company paid Pablo Labs for preparing laboratory work on patients, amounting to 1,800 pesos. So we record laboratory expense on the debit and cash on the credit side. On March 12, the company paid salaries of medical technician and receptionists, amounting to 9,600 pesos. So we record salaries expense on the debit side and cash on the credit side. On March 15, we billed patients 51,700 for services rendered. So we record accounts receivable on the debit side and medical revenues on the credit side, both amounting to 51,700 pesos. On March 17, the company paid to the medical company 3,750 pesos on account. So we record account payable on the debit side and cash on the credit side. On March 20, the company paid telephone expense for 850 pesos. We record telephone expense on the debit side and cash on the credit side. On March 21, the company paid miscellaneous expense amounting to 1,150 pesos. So we record miscellaneous expense on the debit side and cash on the credit side. On March 22, the company received 27,500 from patients billed on March 15. So we record cash on the debit side and accounts receivable on the credit side. On March 23, the company acquired additional medical supplies from Suiza Medical Supply Company on account, amounting to 9,100 pesos. So we record medical supplies on the debit side and accounts payable on the credit side. On March 25, the company paid salaries amounting to 11,200. So we record salaries expense on the debit side and cash on the credit side. On March 26, the company billed patients 42,150 for services rendered. So we record accounts receivable on the debit side and medical revenues on the credit side. On March 27, the company paid Suiza Medical Supply Company 6,150 on account. So we record accounts payable on the debit side and cash on the credit side. On March 28, Samuel Barber withdrew $15,000 from the medical practice. So we record Barber withdrawals on the debit side and cash on the credit side. We are now done with the journal entries, and now we will proceed to the next step, which is posting. So first is to write the account titles used in the journal entries in a T account. Then write all the amount on the side where it is used on the journal entry, either debit, which is the left side, or credit, which is the right side. Then add all the values vertically, then subtract using normal balance minus opposite side. Write the end balance on the normal balance of the account. Don't forget to double roll the sign and the end word. The next step is the unadjusted trial balance. First is to write the title, name of the company or owner, unadjusted trial balance, and then as of the date it ends. Next is to write all the account titles in order, from assets to liabilities to capital, revenue, and then expenses. The assets: cash, account receivable, medical supplies, and medical equipment. The liabilities: notes payable, accounts payable, capital, Barber capital, Barber withdrawal, medical revenues, and then the expenses: salaries expense, rent expense, lab expense, telephone expense, and the miscellaneous expense. Write all its amounts, still on the normal balance. The total of the credit side and the debit side must be balanced. So our balance here is $247,250, and on the credit side is also $247,250.